Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon Go video. In this video, we're going to be spending a lot of Stardust. This has sort of been long overdue at this point. We actually have 2.7 million Stardust on the account right now, which is quite a bit. That is a lot more than I want to have on here, in the sense that it's like, I need to start powering stuff up now, right? I don't want my counters to be so weak when I'm doing the raid battles, and I'm not saying that they are, they could just be better. A good example of that would be my Machamps. These things are going to get maxed out today. When I say maxed out, I mean maxed out, like they're going to level 40. And I guess we could just start off with that right now, right? Let's just go ahead and start maxing out one of these things, because the reason for that is because you actually hit a breakpoint at 15 attack on a level 40 Machamp when you're best friends with someone. So essentially, like, if we ever get like Aggron back or something like that, or maybe if I want to do like a mock Absol solo, it's going to be really important to have these things maxed out at level 40, and so this is definitely a really good investment of my Stardust, and so that is a big reason why I want to definitely max these things out today. Not only that, though, I was looking at a lot of the future Gen 4 legendaries that we're probably going to be getting, and a lot of them are actually weak to Machamp, and so Machamp is one of the best counters, therefore it makes sense to sort of invest in this, right? It definitely does. I think that was it. Yeah, that was it. Okay, so that's our second maxed out Pokemon right there. And we're not done yet. We're going to max this one out as well. And didn't take up too much Stardust, about 80, 90,000 I would say. Maybe a little bit less, a little bit more. Was not paying attention too much. But these were already like powered up to level 35, level 36, so there really wasn't a whole lot of room to grow from here. But that breakpoint, I mean, in general, breakpoints are kind of the main reason you should power up a Pokemon to a certain level. Originally, they were sitting at around level 35 because that was the breakpoint, and so powering them up further was really non-beneficial to me. But now, since I found out that there is a breakpoint at 15 attack at level 40 when you're best friends with someone, that actually makes a huge difference. Like, it makes a big difference, guys. Anyways, though, there is our second Machamp maxed out. We got a few more to do. Just kind of nice to have those guys up there. I mean, it's been a long time coming, guys. It has been a long time coming. We downed quite a bit of Stardust, but now we have 3 maxed out Pokemon, the 2 Machamps and that Mewtwo. I would like to max out this Latios, I just don't have the candy for it right now. Anyways, though, let's go ahead and move on here. What do I want to max out next? We actually have a Lucky Machamp, so let's go ahead and do this. This is going to cost me not that much Stardust, which is nice. Always enjoy not spending all my Stardust, and that's why the Lucky Pokemon are super amazing to me. So this is going to be fun to max out, just because I'm not going to be spending that much dust. Obviously, the whole dust incentive, it's a pretty big deal for me. I do like to keep my Stardust, although I don't want to just have it sit there, because, you know, a lot of the times when I do raids and stuff, I see, like, level 40 trainers, and they're still using their level 20 counters. I'm just like, well, you have, like, 2-3 million Stardust, why are you not investing that into your Pokemon? And their answer is just because, well, I just want to have a lot of Stardust. I'm like, okay, that doesn't really make that much sense, because, I mean, if you're gonna have a lot of Stardust, you should at least have some decent counters. I mean, that is my own 2 cents on it, but it's sort of like you're affecting everyone else because you're not doing as much damage. And so that's sort of a big issue that I personally have, is that I see, like, level 40 trainers and they just have awful counters, and I'm just like, well, you're level 40, right? And then I see, like, level 30 trainers and they have, like, amazing counters, and so in, like, some scenarios, level 30 trainers are way better than level 40 trainers. And that's actually something I see a lot in the community. I see people, you know, saying like, oh, like, we have 2 level 40 trainers, a level 37, can we take down a Giratina? And the answer is sort of like, well, you can, but you have to have the right counters. It's not so much based on your level, but rather the Pokemon that you have powered up. And again, that is just sort of the big reason why I felt that I needed to do this Stardust spending spree today. It's just been long overdue, guys. I mean, I had 2.7 million Stardust. That needs to get invested into these Pokemon. And as I've been talking, we're pretty much closing in on this Machamp getting maxed out, our 3rd maxed out Machamp. Very nice. So just a few more power-ups here, but yeah, that was sort of my small little rant on level 40 trainers that still use level 20 counters for whatever reason. I don't understand, guys. Please just power up your Pokemon, especially if you have so much Stardust. As I was talking, though, we ended up maxing out that Machamp. Okay, good stuff, good stuff. We still have a decent amount of candy, so we can do a few more. I'm just happy to have, you know, those Machamps maxed out, because they are going to be very useful in the future. What else would I like to power up right now? Aside from the Machamps, we can take a little bit of a break from the Machamps. We will come back to a few more later. These Venusaur, actually, I would like to get them up to at least level 35 right now. This is an incredibly good grass type counter. And so last night, as I previously was telling you guys, I was sort of looking up a lot of the counters for future Generation 4 legendary bosses, and that is a big reason why I'm sort of basing my power-ups on certain Pokemon right now. Venusaur being a great example of one Pokemon that you should definitely have powered up if you have Frenzy Plant on it. It is honestly such a good grass type counter, and until we get Trico Community Day, which is like probably going to be sometime next year at the end of the year, I would say it's like this is going to be one of the best grass type counters out there. This and Alolan Executor, which I'm also going to be powering up soon, but I wanted to make sure I gave my Frenzy Plant Venusaur some love here, because they definitely deserve it, guys. These things are the real MVP when it comes to grass type attackers. Just a few more power-ups now. 2350, it's the same CP, but can still go a little bit further here. I think that was level 35, am I wrong? Nope, that's level 35. Fantastic. Okay, pretty good on the Venusaur. Happy where they are at. Moltres. Actually, Moltres. Why don't we do Moltres next? I like that idea. I've been trying to invest a lot of rare candy into these things because I need some strong fire-type attackers. Of course, we just had Typhlosion Community Day, and while it is my favorite Pokemon, ideally in the fire-type meta in Pokemon Go right now, it doesn't even rank in the top 5, so, I mean, I'm happy that I got them all weather-boosted because I don't have to invest Stardust into them, but Moltres still sitting at the top, very, very strong. And even when we get Heatran, I mean, Moltres is still going to be one of the best counters you can have. So, I mean, if you have some just sitting there, I'd recommend powering them up because it is the #1 fire attacker in game right now. And so it is an excellent investment, guys. I mean, seriously, it is an excellent investment. I actually want to power this thing up a little bit more here. Let's get it to 2800 CP. I don't believe it's at level 30 quite yet. That actually might be it, but let's give it one more power up. Yeah, there we go. 2814. I like that. Let's keep it there. Now that we've finished powering up that Moltres, I would also like to power up this Moltres with Sky Attack, as it is an excellent Machamp counter. Probably one of the best Machamp counters out there. And so I just kind of want to have this as sort of a unique Moltres because, I mean, I know it is really, really good as a fire-type attacker, but having Sky Attack and using that against Machamp, especially when you have the Sunny Weather boost, it wrecks it. Like, it is so good. Like, I was just using it as a level 25 here, and honestly, it was owning Machamp. So I really would like to power this one up as well, but we'll sort of see where we end off. Definitely getting it to level 30, maybe level 31 like I had that other Moltres, just so I can sit at 2814. I do kind of like that number. Fantastic. Okay, so now those two are sitting at the same CP, level 30 right there. And I definitely did need some strong fire-type counters. I'm considering powering up this one as well. We do have the candy for Moltres, so maybe, I don't know. It does have Sky Attack though, so it wouldn't be a fire-type attacker quite yet. We would need to work on it. Anyways, what else do I have here? What else can we power up? We did Venusaur, we did some Machamp. We haven't done Gengar or Zapdos. I know some of you guys are like, don't power up Zapdos because you gotta wait for Raikou. Yes and no. It's like, I sort of like having, you know, a unique set of Pokemon in this game, especially, you know, making this account over again. It's like, something I never did before was power up a lot of Pokemon that weren't the optimal counters. I mean, like, they're good counters, right? Like, Thundershock, Thunderbolt, Zapdos is a great electric type counter, although Raikou is still going to be the #1. I still like having, you know, one or two of these up there in my lineup, just because it's sort of fun to mess with. Not only that, I don't have to worry so much about the candy situation, because I can only invest so much rare candy, right? And I ended up getting a decent amount of that from raids. Either way, though, I'm actually looking forward to using Zapdos, especially since I don't have a good Raikou. I mean, like, even when we got the research breakthrough, like, all of my Raikou were honestly garbage, and I'm still hoping to get a decent one from a trade. I do actually have a lucky Raikou, but it only has 13 attacks, so I'm kind of still debating whether or not I do want to power that up. But this Zapdos, can't really complain. I think it's going to be a nice addition to my team. I don't have a whole lot of electric type attackers. I do have an Ampharos, but it's not the best electric type attacker because of the moveset. And Zapdos with Thundershock and Thunderbolt does sit in the top 5 electric type attackers in Pokemon Go right now. I think that's actually solid right there. Let's go ahead and leave it at 2840. We're out of candy anyway, so I guess we really couldn't even power it up from there. I would like to power up these Gengars as well, so let's go ahead and power up the lucky one first. And the reason why I'm actually powering up this 13 attack lucky Gengar, for one, obviously it's lucky, and then for two, even though it has 13 attack, Lick completely outclasses Hex, so in no situation would I ever want to power up a Gengar with Hex anymore. It has to have Lick or Shadow Claw, like no exceptions. And of course the Stardust investment is a big incentive to get this guy to level 30. I mean, it's costing me practically nothing. I would say like 50, 60,000 Stardust, which really isn't even scratching the total that I have here. We're probably going to be investing a lot more Stardust into the Machamp army, which I do need to power up 2 more of those guys, so that is going to kill my Stardust today. But Gengar, not so bad. At least I can't complain with it anyways. Not even 100% sure if this is going to get to 2100 CP right now, but we could power it up a little bit more. Gengar is definitely a solid investment, although it is a glass cannon and I would rather have the Mewtwo with Shadow Ball. This is sort of what we got right now, guys, and it is what it is. I can't really complain too much. Okay, so 2 more power-ups here, and then that should pretty much be it for Gengar. Or at least this Gengar anyways. I do want to power up that shiny one, because it's a shiny Gengar, right? And let's just go ahead and give this guy 1 more power-up to have it sit at 2200 CP. That looks very nice. And I'm pretty much good with that at that point. Now I'd also like to power up this shiny Gengar, this very beautiful shiny Gengar. In 2 years from now, guys, we will have the Mega Evolution for this thing, and it is going to be a beast. For right now, though, we'll use it. Gengar is actually also another counter. I don't remember which Pokemon or which Legendary Gen 4s, but Gengar is a really, really good counter for a couple of them, so powering up a few of these right now is a strong investment in the future. And like I said, that is a big reason why I am doing this Stardust spending spree. I'm sort of just prepping myself for the future meta. And Machamp, Gengar, what else? Like Rayquaza, Dragonite, those are all really strong investments for the future of this game. Although Palkia is actually going to be a really good Dragon-type Pokemon in the future as well from what I saw, so hold off on investing into some of your Dragon types right now. I would wait a little bit until you maybe get a good one of those, and if you end up getting a weather-boosted Palkia, I'd say go for it, you know, invest Stardust into that thing. We're closing in on this Gengar now, almost to level 30 here. I think we're going to do the same thing and probably power it up maybe a little bit more past level 30. Eventually, I will get these to level 35. I just don't want to invest so much Stardust quite yet. Honestly, having them at level 30 is so much better than having them at level 20. And that is just a recommendation to all of you guys maybe out there who don't know what to invest your Stardust into. I mean, if you have a couple good counters, I would focus on getting them to level 30 first, opposed to getting maybe like 1 or 2 of them to level 40 or level 35. In general, you want to have more counters sitting at, you know, level 30 opposed to like, you know, having 2 at like level 40 or 2 at level 35 and then like the rest of them at level 20. You want to have everything sort of evened out, and that's sort of what I'm going for right now. I just want everything around level 30 if I am going to be powering it up, and then eventually we will work on getting them up to level 35 and then level 40 when it becomes more reasonable, I would say, to power them up. Like for the Machamps, for example, it's a great investment. Like I need to start powering up this one right now. And it's a great investment because it does have that breakpoint at 15 attack at level 40, as well as the fact that they're so useful in the meta right now. I mean, like, whether or not you're doing gym battles or you're doing raid battles, it's like Machamp is one of the best Pokemon to have, I mean, period. So investing into Machamp, I would say, should be your #1 priority if you have not done so already. It's been a work in progress for me. I actually never even had 6 maxed out Machamps on my old account. I could have done it. I definitely could have done it. I had the Stardust too. But for some reason, I just never invested my Stardust. I was so fixated on, you know, getting a large amount of Stardust on my old account, and I never really spent it most of the time. I was always just, like, waiting for the future. And that was a mistake I made in the past. It's not something I'm going to be doing anymore. Obviously, as you guys can see right now, I have no problem investing my Stardust into really good counters like this. I think it's very necessary. And not only are you going to get more damage balls from raids, but you're also going to be contributing a lot to the general battle. Because if you're not using, you know, the optimal counters, or you have like level 20 versions of the optimal counters, it's like you're not really doing your community justice in the sense that it's like you're not contributing very much, right? And so that is a big reason, again, why I think, you know, a lot of people should at least power up their Pokemon to level 30. It is my recommendation to you guys. At the very least, you're kind of contributing a little bit more, because when you get your Pokemon to level 30, that is when they reach 90% of their maximum potential. And so it's honestly really, really important to at least have them sitting around that mark. Of course, you know, that last 10% can make a big difference, and I think it matters more when you're doing, like, raid challenges, but at the very least, I do recommend that a lot of you guys do power up your really good IV Pokemon to level 30. just because they're going to be a lot more useful than, you know, the level 20, level 25 ones that you get from raids. I mean, at the very least, guys, don't just sit on your Stardust. Use it for some good stuff, and, you know, at the end of the day, just have fun with it. I mean, you don't have to power up, you know, a bunch of optimal counters. You can power up stuff that's fun. Like, I powered up my 100% IV Latios, and that is definitely outclassed compared to Rayquaza, Dragonite, and sometimes even Salamence. And so, you know, really, it does come down to just whatever you feel like is best for you. And with that, I think we actually just max this out. Nice. All right, this is actually from my friend Magic Marbs, Marvin. Thank you very much for that, Machamp. And now we have one more to do. I think this is from Sam, correct? Yeah, this is from Sam. This is going to be the last Machamp that I max out in this video. And that should pretty much do it for my Machamp army at the moment. I think I'm just going to wait off until I get like a better one to max out in the future. Not only that, I've already invested like so much Stardust into Machamp. I think we're good, guys. I do have a Hariyama sitting at level 35. It is a 98% IV as well, so that is sort of my anchor when it comes down to using these things. But having 5 level 40 Machamps, I think I'm pretty good for right now. I can't complain too much here. And so we will be at, like, what, 1.7 million Stardust after we max this thing out. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I can't complain too much with that. And since I'm kind of running out of stuff to talk about right now, I guess we can sort of talk about the Let's Go games coming out soon. For those of you guys who do not know, I have already purchased a Nintendo Switch. I actually got the special edition version for the Let's Go games, which I'm super hyped about. Going to be using that to play, and I will actually be making videos on it. Most likely gameplay, maybe some tips and tricks here and there. It's sort of going to be a learning process for me because I actually have not picked up a handheld Pokemon game for years at this point. I think the last one I played was Diamond. Sorry, no. The last one I played was Platinum. And we've had a couple generations since then. We've had a lot of Pokemon handheld games since then as well. A lot of remakes, and I need to refresh my memory. And for those of you guys that actually are going to be getting the Let's Go games as well, I do have a small question for you. Are you going to be going Pikachu or are you going to be going Eevee? I actually ran a poll on Twitter recently asking the same question, but I want to ask you guys here on YouTube. Let me know in the comment section down below which one you are going to be going with if you are going to be getting the Let's Go games. And so for myself, I actually think I'm going to be going with the Eevee, not only because most of you guys voted for Eevee on the Twitter poll, but just because we've played so much Pikachu over the past couple of years. I mean, even Yellow version, that was a Pikachu-related game. We didn't have Eevee. I mean, like, your rival did have Eevee, but you didn't have Eevee, right? Like, you didn't get the option to have Eevee. And so that is something that I'm looking forward to. I don't know if you can actually evolve your Eevee. I believe you should be able to, but I'm not 100% sure on that, because then it wouldn't be able to sit on your shoulder, right? But we'll see what happens, guys. We'll see what happens. If not, I don't mind having the Eevee. I think that's kind of going to be fun. Anyways, though, I'm just sort of trying to talk about stuff as we power up these Machamps, because these Stardust spending sprees can go for quite a long time, and if I don't have topics ready to go, it can get a little bit boring here. Anyways, though, we've actually gone through about 1 million Stardust at this point. Almost finished powering up our Machamp, and this should be the last one, if I am correct, putting it at a grand total of 2856. It's a little bit lower than I thought it was going to be. Also considering that the other ones were, what, 2858, 2859, so even though they're all 91s, they're all, like, different 91s, surprisingly. That's interesting, but, okay. I mean, it's whatever. Okay, anything else I want to power up? We did Machamps, we did Venusaur, we did Zapdos, we did Gengar. Kind of thinking this Lucky Moltres, though. Just because it's not going to cost me that much Stardust, and it is a really, really good counter, not only for Machamp raids, but as the best Fire-type attacker in-game, so yeah, why don't I just power this thing up? And so yeah, in regards to the Let's Go games, I'm probably going to be doing more gameplay content. Most likely going to be going with Eevee, as I previously just told you guys. And I'm looking forward to it, you know, it's just right around the corner. I have high hopes for it. It's kind of been a while since I played a handheld game, and it's been a while since I've actually got a handheld console. Like, I never got the 3DS, I never got the 2DS. I had the original DS, but I never got any of the handheld consoles after that. I just really wasn't into them at that point. I just didn't have time, honestly. Like, I was in high school, and yeah, it just wasn't really too appealing to me for a long time. But now with the Let's Go games, I'm looking forward to it, right? Obviously, appealing to nostalgia is a big thing for me. And in general, ever since I've been playing Pokemon Go, I've just gotten way more into the franchise of Pokemon, and I'm just looking forward to it, guys. Straight up, I'm just looking forward to it. I hope you guys are too. We'll probably do a couple of gameplay videos, see how that goes, and if the series ends up taking off, well, we'll continue it, right? I do have big hopes for that game, and if not, on a side note, I am going to be getting back into the old school RuneScape series. I know some of you guys actually did enjoy me making those videos, and I was actually watching a few of them yesterday, and I was like, wow, this actually did pretty well, and I was really surprised, guys. Honestly, I was really surprised at how well the old school RuneScape videos did. And for those of you guys who don't know, they recently came out with a mobile version, and the game has never been more popular. Like, seriously, I think the other day they had 150,000 people playing at one point, which is insane for old school RuneScape. Like, honestly, that is insane. And so I really want to pick up that series again soon. Definitely looking forward to it. With that Moltres being powered up, though, I don't know what else I would want to power up right now. We did power up a lot of good stuff. I mean, the Machamps were my main thing. I kind of want to power up this Executor. I'm not gonna lie. It is a pretty good counter, so let's get this guy up here. 93% IV, 15 attack. Cannot complain. Solid Grass-type Pokemon, and, yeah, I mean, the Alolan Executor, actually, that is something I wanted to power up, huh? Let's power up the Alolan Executors after this. Because aside from Frenzy Plant Venusaur, even though I only have 2, it's like Executor is a next in line for being the best Grass-type attacker. And until we get that Frenzy Plant Sceptile, well, this is sort of what we got, guys. This is sort of what we got. And I'm okay with that. I'm honestly okay with that. Executor is a beast. I mean, 2482 CP right there. Let's get this guy up to 2600. You know, let's just get it up to level 35. I think that's a solid CP for Executor. It will perform pretty well around that mark, and then we would have, I think, a total of 6 solid Grass-type attackers at level 35, so I'm good with that, guys. I'm good with that. I don't think we'll have, like, what, 1.5 million Stardust left over? Yeah, I think that's a solid way to end off the video. I don't have anything else I really want to power up. I mean, maybe in the future there are some other counters, but as of right now, there's nothing really that useful, and so really when it comes down to it, we did the fighting types, we did some of the ghost types. I could do more Gengar, honestly, I just don't have the charge TM, so it'd be kind of pointless to do it right now, but at the very least, we did 2 of them, we did 1 shiny, we did 1 lucky, and I'm good with that, guys. I'm honestly good with that. Was that level 35? No, we still got, I think, 1 or 2 more power-ups here. Is this level 35? No, 1 more power-up. Okay, Executor, you are a beast, man. Oh my gosh. 2668, level 35 now? Wow, alright, we got 1 more in it. Let's do this, guys. 2688. I almost want to just get you to 2700 at this point, but you are at level 35 now. Let's go ahead and give some love to the other Executors here, though, and I think 1.5 million Stardust is going to be the cutoff for me. This one's not level 35, I don't believe. Yep, okay, you're getting powered up a little bit more, too. And that'll be my 5th Grass-type attacker at level 35. Oh, this one's already level 35. What? Oh, I think I know why. It's because the Alolan Executor CP is completely different than the regular Executor, so I don't think this one goes as high, but we'll leave it right there, 2674, kind of around the same as the other 2. Okay, interesting. We could do 2 more, and the ones that I'm looking at right now is this Lucky Muck, which I know it sounds weird to power up, but this one is a 98% IV, and I kind of just like dropping it in gyms. I don't know, guys. I feel like it's a pretty decent gym defender. It's like you don't end up encountering poison types too often. Because why not? It's lucky, right? It's lucky. We gotta do it. Let's get it to 2400. I think that's gonna be a solid CP for Muck. We could go all the way to 2600, but I think 2400 is fine with me. 2600 might be kinda pushing it. So, yeah. We'll probably end off with this Muck. I can't think of anything else I really need to power up, so I'll probably just save my Stardust, but for gym defending purposes, let's just get this guy up a little bit. And we're lagging quite a bit right now, so I think it's a sign that we should probably end off here soon. It's probably a really long video. I would say like 40, maybe 50 minutes. I gotta edit down now. 2452. Love that number. I don't know, guys. I'm just very particular about numbers. I like good looking numbers, and that one does look pretty good. So 2452 Muck, solid. Can stack that in gyms later. But with that being said, guys, I think we are pretty much good for right now. We have 1.5 million Stardust left over, so we're still pretty good. We're still pretty good for the future, depending on what we want to power up. I don't think there's anything I really need to focus on as of right now, but We got a lot of options. I do need to get a lot more TMs so I can start TMing some of these guys and powering them up. And a good example of that is all these Mewtwo that I have right here. It's like, they're good IVs, I just don't have them with the moveset that I want, and so it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to power them up right now. Same goes with this Moltres. It's like, I really need to just get those charge TMs and use them on these Pokemon, but unfortunately, we do not have them right now, and so that is sort of going to have to be a work in progress. But again, I mean, we powered up a lot of awesome stuff today. We got our Machamp army for the most part, 5 maxed out Machamps. That is a lot of maxed out Pokemon to do in one video. We got 5 maxed out Machamps. We powered up our grass type attackers, 3 Executor, 1 Alolan, 2 regular. And then we did the 2 Venusaur as well to level 35, so that is pretty solid. No complaints here. What else did we power up? We did Zapdos, we did Gengar, we did Muck. So yeah, a lot of power-ups in this video. 1.2 million Stardust spent, and spent pretty well if I do say so myself. But I think that's pretty much going to do for this video, guys. I don't have anything else I want to power up right now, but in the future, when we get some charged TMs, we'll work on getting the moveset, and then we'll probably power up some more Mewtwo, maybe a couple others. We'll see what happens, right? We'll see what happens. Anyways, so I'm dragging this out. If you guys did enjoy the video, feel free to hit that like button down below. As always, I'd really appreciate it. And if you'd like to see more Pokemon Go content, make sure to hit that subscribe button for future videos. And I will see you all real soon in the next one.